Hello and welcome back to Shadowverse. My name is Ignideus and today we are playing Face Dragon. Yeah, that's right, Face Dragon! It's been a while since we showcased our last Face Dragon list back in Darkness Evolved, and honestly, unfortunately for all us Dragoncraft players, I sincerely believe Dragon is probably one of the worst classes in the game right now. We've fallen far from vanilla back when Dragon was extremely good, and that's how I got to level 100 Dragon in the first place. But DE came out and it got a little worse, and now with the new meta, I feel like Dragon doesn't have that many good matchups. And this isn't even the best Dragon list out there. I think the currently, statistically, best Dragon list out there right now is Storm Ramp. And this is just Face Dragon. But the reason why I'm covering Face Dragon today is, first of all, I don't have the cards for Storm Ramp. I'm too poor for Storm Ramp. But somebody wanted me to showcase a Face Dragon list. So how good is it? I would say right now, not very good. Because the aggro decks, like Aggro Blood, can severely out-aggro you. And the control decks can out-control you. And just like render all your damage moot. Because you want to get them down to low enough health that you can just kill them with Fort, right? And that's the reason why you run Eyfa Wyvern Rider, right? Because Eyfa Wyvern Rider is literally Fort, but slightly worse. And that's good enough. Sometimes that's just good enough. Which is why this deck runs 3 Forts, 3 Eyfas, 3 Dragon Emissaries. It's that important. Against Swordcraft, I think I am actually gonna mulligan the Eyfa, keep the Trinity, and keep the Siegfried, because I'm afraid of any huge wards like Aurelia, Regal Saber, for example. And that's what the Siegfried's in the deck for, just to remove cards like that. There's no Dragon Warrior in the deck. Basically just cut it for Eyfa. Not that many changes compared to the DE list, just a couple. No more Dragonwood Scholars and stuff like that. It's a little more focused on just dealing damage to face. Turn 2, we can get the Dark Dragon Fort here, but with this turn 1 Quick Blader, I'm starting to think this may just be aggro. This is aggro sword. Maybe I should have mulliganed the Siegfried then, because I kind of regret not mulliganing the Siegfried now, knowing that it's aggro sword. I think I just have to play the Trinity Dragon here though. So probably playing the Trinity Dragon here, and then the Dark Scale Iron Folk? Yeah, maybe, Actually, I don't know. See, this is bad. He's going ham. He's going real ham. Ah! Like I said, some aggro decks just out-aggro you, and this is one of them. And I didn't have the greatest draw, to be fair. I really wasn't expecting aggro sword of all things, though. It's a little strange. I think I actually just have to trade here, right? Unfortunate, but, you know, has to be done sometimes. Now what's he gonna do? With 4 play points, he could play Floral Fencer, and I'm screwed.
My loyalty is ironclad.
Just absolutely screwed. Oh, goodness. Alright, we have to settle this. This needs to be settled down.
There's a lot more where that came from.
This is very bad. Oh boy. So, I wonder if we can stabilize now though, because we do have the Iron Scale Dragon Folk that can take out one of their minions. So this is probably going to bring out a Quick later. Oh, it's a Vanguard. Okay, that's not so bad. So we're probably going to evolve one of these guys to trade.
It won't be long now.
So trading here is fine. Unfortunately, I can't evolve the fort because I need to control the board now. Evolving Eyfa gives me 3 HP. Evolving the Sandstorm, I think the Sandstorm is actually just better because I can even play the Eyfa next turn for a bit more versatility. Get rid of the Gelt here, obviously.
Live long, Amelia.
We just have to start trading.
Ready to witness my true strength?
I know, Face Dragon trading, it's blasphemous, but sometimes it has to be done. Because Aggro Sword doesn't have that much steam, you know? If you can control it from them, it should be alright. It should be alright. That's the point. See, if you can control the board from Aggro Sword, I feel like controlling the board is the better option. So I'm probably gonna go face here, I imagine. No evolves. He's probably setting the evolve for freaking... what's his face? Albert. How do I deal with an Albert, man? I don't even know. Well, in any case, I seriously think we have to trade. Just play the Eyfa here and just start trading. And then go face. If we need to stabilize. Albert doesn't save him here, because he needs to wait until like turn 9 for Albert, so... But Alwaida's command could screw us over. Alwaida's command into Albert. If he just has those cards, we're kind of wrecked. But hopefully we just connect enough damage. So next turn we have 19, so that's enough. If he doesn't kill anything on our board. Floral Fencer here is bad for us. Gonna trade that into the Sandstorm Dragon most likely. So what do we have? We'll have 7, 9, 13 damage. Yeah. We have to trade this into the Floral Fencer. And no evolve points, meaning Albert doesn't kill me, because Albert has to do... he just does 3, right? And if he evolves, he does 5, but there's no 5 damage minion on Sword's End. So I think I just play the Fort and the Mushushu. And go face, and hoping to save that second Eyfa in my hand for the surprise burst. Although, it's just not enough with 4 damage. We need to do 1 more damage to him. I don't think he can do 5 out of hand. Most likely. So what can you do? You can do like Novice Trooper, Palace Fencer. That's like the only thing that kills me here, I think. With the amount of mana he has and the amount of cards he has in his hand. And since he only has 3 out of 26, very unlikely it's going to be that exact combination of cards. Alright, so it looks like we can make this work. So I think... yeah, I think... okay, this is fine. We survive. And no wards, meaning we just connect to face and win. But it was pretty... it was pretty hairy there. Could have gone either way. But I feel like we played well. Against Aggro Sword, definitely controlling the board is like pretty important. That matchup, Face Dragon isn't so bad. And I think against OTK Roach, Face Dragon actually has a pretty favorable matchup too. The only problem is so many decks on ladder right now. Aggro Blood, Earthright Rune, D-Shift Rune. All of these decks can either control you to the point where you can't get them in the face, or they can out-tempo you or out-aggro you to the point where your damage is inferior, and you have to start trading, and then it just becomes a terrible game for you. Keeping the Trinity Dragon here and the Fire Lizard. Against probably... this is probably Tempo Dar, yeah, I'd imagine. But I've been seeing more D-Shifts lately, and that frustrates me because I think D-Shift is actually my least favorite deck to play against. It's like they're just playing solitaire with their self, which is incredibly frustrating. It's a good thing we drew that Sandstorm Dragon here, because I definitely don't want to play the Fire Lizard on turn 2 against the litany of 1 damage effects that Runecraft has, and you know, and they run, and just like Snipe, Wind, Blast, and all that nonsense. So it's glad that we got this. Probably just gonna play the Trinity Dragon here and then go face. And then next turn we have 4 mana. We can play double Fire Lizard if we want to get rid of his Clay Golem, or we could play a number of things. Probably might just Sorcery Cash here on 3. Though I wouldn't be surprised to see a Clark come down either. And if a Clark comes down, we're gonna have to be pretty careful. So it's Ogler instead, which is interesting. So that means he has no Clark in hand. So we can glean that information off him. And I think the best thing to do now is just play double Fire Lizard, clear the Golem, and then go face. Like, it's Face Dragon, right? Going face is a time-honored tradition of this deck. It's basically its namesake. Can you even believe it? So, a Levy Evolve here would be devastating if he has Piercing Rune in hand. Also, we're just absolutely bodied, unfortunately, but there's nothing we can really do about that. So we're probably gonna Piercing Rune the Trinity Dragon if he can, and it's gonna be rough. So he's gonna trade into the Sandstorm, which is fine. And he's gonna play the Piercing Rune. This combo is just nuts. Piercing Rune just puts the freaking icing on the Levy cake that's been a problem since DE. But that's okay. That's okay. Ah, man. So he's gonna hold back the Crimson Sorcery. Probably gonna use it on my Eyfa, if I have to guess. Which is pretty sad for me. Pretty sad for me. I think I just have to... See, he has 7. He can evolve for 9, hit face for 3, and that's already lethal with the Crimson Sorcery. So I need to trade. There's no question about it. Trading is absolutely necessary. Otherwise I lose. And that's the problem with Tempo Daria. They're just so aggressive, even though aggro is not in the name of the deck, that it's hard to keep up sometimes. Especially with their huge tempo swings. But hopefully, since there's no Clark and no Craig in his hand... So this is actually not Tempo Daria. This might be D-Shift. Although I don't know if Tempo Daria is even running Merlin now. I don't think they are. If it's Merlin, it's probably D-Shift. So we have to be a little cautious here. So he's going to attack this Merlin into the Sandstorm Dragon. And then possibly play the Crimson Sorcery on our Eyfa. And then how much damage do we have then? If he doesn't trade the Ogler into the Fire Lizard, we can play Fort for 7. And we deal 9, 11 damage. Just not enough. Just not enough. And I can't imagine he doesn't trade into... He's trading into the Fire Lizard. Probably to keep the Merlin alive. There's no way he goes face with this Ogler. He's gonna play Crimson Sorcery. I think that's for sure. But whether or not he goes face with the Ogler is another question. I hope he does. I really hope he does. So he doesn't. He trades. I mean, I thought he would. And I think we lose. I don't think there's any way we can make it out of this one. No. Goes face. Somehow he has to have 6. And the way he played that... The way he played that makes me think that he has 6, somehow. I'm not gonna play the fort here. I think I have to trade. I think I have to trade because I think he actually has 6 damage in hand. Potentially. And I can't let him kill me. This is really unfortunate though. We're just 1 off lethal even if our board survives. Well, except for the Sandstorm Dragon, obviously.
The sky betrayed me.
Like, I was expecting the Sandstorm Dragon to die and then we'd have 1 off lethal, but in the end it was the Eyfa that died, which is, I guess, typical. You'd expect Magic Missiles and Angelic Snipes to be run. Conjure Golem evolve here, probably. Evolve, hit into the Sandstorm Dragon. I can't just let this... Yeah, this is a problem because I can't let it go too far. I just need to kill him before he can get the D-Shift off with the Flame Destroyers. Otherwise, I'm wrecked. So I can't imagine he doesn't evolve and trade here, because he knows all Dragoncraft decks run Fort. He knows that. So he has to trade. That makes it bad for me, though, because now I have to freaking trade. Otherwise, I die. Or I take 4, and then if I take 4... I'm pretty sure he can deal 4 from hand. Surely. Maybe with Blade Mages or something. Okay, so the Fire Lizard is really good here. The Fire Lizard is really good here. Maybe I just play the Fire Lizard and not the Fort yet. If only I had 8 mana, right?
No.
Although maybe it was just important to play the Fort there. That may have been a mistake. That may have been a mistake. I could have fucked up. Yeah, that could have been a fuck up, but I really felt like I really need to get that golem off the freaking board. Otherwise, he's just gonna wreck me with Blade Mages, I think. The Angelic Barrage kind of hurts. Fire Chain.
Wicked beings.
Yeah, we don't have enough to kill him. Just play the Fort here.
These black wings are unbreakable.
It's just not enough.
Unbelievable.
But he wastes a lot of his removal, but I don't doubt he has more. Because he's D-Shift Rune, they're all removal. Basically. Like, Control Rune has so many tools to remove. There's one. We just need to draw Eyfa, we need to draw Fort, we need to draw Dragon Emissary, any of these things, but He could just Flame Destroyer, Dimension Shift me now, and I'd be wrecked. Even just one Flame Destroyer would be wrecking me. But he's drawing. Hopefully he doesn't have it. Pass turn. So Levy. That's okay. That's okay. Freaking saved! Woo! See, this is why it's so important. It's Fortcraft. It's not even Dragoncraft. It's freaking Fortcraft, man. It was super hairy, and I feel like we just got lucky. But there you go. Face Dragon. It still wins. Asterisk sometimes. I can't count the amount of times I've lost while testing this deck before I made the video. Thank you to the viewer who suggested Face Dragon. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and hopefully the rest of you enjoyed that too. Like it if you did, and don't if you didn't. Subscribe for more Shadowverse in the very near future. If you want me to showcase any particular deck, or you want to see how a deck plays, just make sure to comment. I'll respond to you personally, like I do with every comment, and I'll definitely get to it, if I have the cards, of course. And, well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.